Are you curious about the good, the bad, and the ugly items when it comes to Camas, Washington and living there? Well, you're in luck. Today, we are gonna sit down and talk all about the pros and cons of living in Camas. Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver, Washington with Realtor Cast channel. I'm Cassandra Marks. Thank you so much for being here. And today we are talking about the pros and the cons of living in Camas. So let's buckle up and get started. All right, since you're here, I just gotta say that these pros and cons are definitely opinions, not facts. And let's just jump into the cons right away because let's just get them out of the way and end on a high note. So one of the largest cons to living in Camas, Washington has to be how expensive it is. And the median home price in April of 2023 was $818,000. When you compare that to the rest of Clark County, which the median home price in April was $534,000, you can see that it is very much more expensive to live in Camas than to live just about anywhere else in Clark County. The next three cons to living in Camas are very closely related, and they have to do with the fact that the town is very small and is actually a bedroom community. Where people ask me, what is a bedroom community, Cass? It is a community that doesn't really have a lot of retail establishments, and people have to leave that community and go to another close by community to get things that they need, like groceries, and to visit other stores for shopping needs. And that's kind of what Camas is. Camas does have some grocery stores, but a few, very few restaurants, but a bulk of the people do need to drive over to Vancouver to get any of their shopping completed. And that's where these next three cons come in, is since the town is so small, then it has very limited job opportunities because it is a bedroom community. So there's only a handful of places that are hiring. There's a couple larger places like HP, but ultimately most people leave the city if they're not working from home to go find jobs elsewhere. The next large con that comes with that is also that means you're lacking a lot of different entertainment and restaurants and just things to do when it comes to retail establishments in the Camas area. So people, again, need to leave that area and go to another area to do all of their shopping. And the third con that goes along with that small town feel is the very limited amount of public transportation. Since it is a bedroom community, there's not a lot of public transit to get around. It is very much a car-dependent city. So if you're looking to move to Camas and commute, and maybe use public transportation to do so, you're gonna have to drive your car to at least a bus station. You're not gonna be able to just walk down the street and catch a bus. And the fifth and final thing that I kind of see as a con to living in Camas, Washington has to be the roads and elevation. So Camas is located a little bit higher than most of the surrounding area in Clark County, and we do get snow a couple days a week. Sometimes it's for a week or longer, and if you are just about anywhere in Camas, especially up on the hill, you are going to more than likely get snowed in the winter because Camas just doesn't have the ability with snowplows and salting to take care of all those roads. And so they try their best to, plow out some of the very major thoroughfares, but ultimately there's a large possibility you could get stuck in your house for a couple of days. So now that we've talked about some of the cons and the negatives, well, personal opinion cons of living in Camas, let's talk about some of the pros to living in Camas. And one of them is, we said small town was a con, but it's also a pro because people are friendly and it's just really tight-knit community, the neighbors talking and moving around and going over to friends' houses. It's just, with only just a little over 23,000 people, it is small. So not only is the community small, but the schools are small and the networks and neighborhoods are small. And so you really get a chance, if you'd like, to know your neighbors and have that extra community feel. In the con section, I know we talked a little bit about how expensive Camas was as a con, but on the pro side of things, a lot of people, when you're spending that much money for a home, the pride of ownership stands out with great exteriors, well taken care of and maintained lawns, and just overall like a very happy vibe around the neighborhood. And it's not just the homes that are well taken care of, it's also the city streets, the roads. You have not as much space as you would in, say, Vancouver with all the neighborhoods and the square miles. Camas is a lot smaller with the only 23,000 some people. And and the city works are able to take better care of the roads in the area and take better care of the schools in the area. So it is a pro to have a small town. So the next item on the pro list of living in Camas has to do with schools. And because people are willing to pay more money to purchase a home, chances are they're a little bit more willing to pay a little bit more money in their taxes to grow the levies and to help support the schools in the school district. Not only that, but because Camas has around 23,000 people, the schools are relatively small compared to, say, Vancouver School District, which is one of the largest employers in Southwest Washington, where Camas, they're able to keep their class sizes small and keep the schools very well funded. So that makes the school district even more desirable. So a lot of people move here for the schools. So back when we were talking about the cons of living in Camas, we talked a little bit about a limited amount of public transportation. Well, how that turns into a pro for Camas is that with limited amounts of public transportation, it also limits the amount of homelessness that you will find in the area. And I know that the West Coast seems to suffer quite a bit from that due to high prices for just about everything. But with limited amounts of transportation, the homeless have a little bit more difficulty getting around from, say, to any grocery stores or stores they need to maybe a job because they don't have a car available. And so that's why they tend to stay away from Camas and maybe stay more in the Vancouver area, because then they can catch a bus or just be closer to more amenities, since Camas is a bedroom community. And the final pro to living in Camas, Washington, and honestly, this is a pro for anyone and everyone that lives in the state of Washington, there is absolutely no income tax. And that's why a lot of people tend to relocate from, say, either California or Oregon as they come over to the Washington side, and you will typically see about a 10% increase in your take-home pay because the income taxes are no longer there. But one thing, and it kind of sucks, is we do have sales tax, so I guess it kind of balances itself out eventually. Well, there you have it. There's 5 pros and 5 cons to living in Camas, Washington. And obviously they are opinions and everybody's opinions are a little bit different, but I think they really speak to what Camas and the Southwest Washington area is about. So if you have any more questions about Camas or Southwest Washington, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. All my contact information is down below. You can either drop a comment or you can send me an email, because I get calls, texts, or emails every single day from people just like you looking to make the move to Camas, Washington or Southwest Washington. And I just want to make sure that if you're looking to move in the next 9 or 90 days, that you and I have a chat and can talk about what you're exactly looking for when you make your move to my area. And I want to share everything that I love about it, so you know too. Anyways, my name is Cassandra Marks, also known as Realtor Cass. I'm a farmer with a wee little real estate problem. And thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. But until next time, have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.